Hello fellow Total Warriors, I am Zardar and welcome to another online battle from Warhammer 2. So this is game 2 from round 2 against Lord Master of Sotek, and I'm playing as Norska against his vampire counts. So for my build over here, it's, how to call it, like it's more of a surprise build. You kinda rely on that element in order to win. Because I go with air superiority actually, and all of my important stuff leadership is actually on foot, so the the Terrorgeist will have not an easy time just getting that anti-large bonus they have, and yeah, they will probably be a little bit more survivable. They will survive longer. So for the front line we got 3 champions, Marauder champions, which can hold the line. They have enough weapon damage to just beat through everything, almost everything, except, you know, with a little bit of difficulty against the Graveguard. But overall they're quite a nice pick here. We also got the Askhorn Marauders on the right flank, just because of the immune to psychology. And any immune to psychology unit is great against vampire counts and fear factions. Some Marauders on the other side, a couple of spears just in case there would be any Blood Knights included, and also we got 2 Marauder Hunters with javelins, and the sole reason is for Mortis engines and things like that. Oh, and they can work against Crypt Horrors, Terrorgeist, anything. These guys are quite a good unit in this roster. We got Wolfric on foot with his boat, with his melee attack buff, what's the name of this thing? Fight or Die, and also the Hunter of Champions. And as our caster we have Shaman Sorcerer of Metal on foot as well, with the Scroll of Shielding for the damage resistance, the Plague of Rust, which is gonna be only used as of an overcast in order to reduce the armor by 60, not just 30, and the Searing Doom just for some AoE damage. So my real killing power, all of my killing power actually, relies on the air, which is double Frostworm and the Manticore. Why the Manticore, you might ask? Well, because with an overcast Plague of Rust, the Manticore can actually beat the shit out of a Terrorgeist. So even if there was like a Blood Dragon Vampire Lord or something like that, and 2 Terrorgeists, it would be close, but I would have some sort of an advantage because of the Manticore and his overcast from the Sorcerer over here. So yeah, this is, as I said, quite a surprise build. You go for the air, which is not expected, and if it goes well, you catch your opponent off guard, which is what I did here, because Sotek has only brought 1 Terrorgeist, and since the vampire counts have no means to support from the ground to the air, that guy is gonna be all alone, and as you can see, I'm immediately sending all of my guys after him, my flying guys, because yeah, there's not gonna be any interference from the ground. So for Lord Master of Sotek we can see a front line of Graveguard, some great weapons mixed in there. 2 of them, we got the Sternsman right here, quite a menacing unit. They can pretty much like be the winning unit in this matchup. They can last till the very end because of the regeneration. I think they can cost you the game if you're not careful. You might win against the vampire counts into every front and still lose into the infantry because of these guys and, you know, some other chaff left and right. So we got a necromancer over here on a corpse cart. Quite funny. Every time I see it, I just find corpse carts quite umimi. He's got the Curse of Undeath, the Master of the Dead, the Unholy Lodestone for regeneration, and Vigor Mortis for melee buffs. Heinrich Kemmler on foot, which is the only way to do this. Kemmler always needs to be on foot. Don't ever bring him on a horse, otherwise it's gonna be blasphemy and you're gonna lose the game, for sure. Cloak of Mist and Shadows, providing what's the name? The physical resistance. We also got Krell, the summoned one. Undeath Resurgent, which is quite good if if Kemmler is getting sniped out. You just hit that Undeath Resurgent and the Cloak of Mist and Shadows, and yeah, he's just not gonna die. Curse of Years, Raise Dead, Van Els, and also Invocation of Nehek. So he's got 2 Crypt Horrors, just providing support for the main army. He was probably expecting some Fimir, things like that, so he went heavy on that monster Smashy thingy, and some Skeleton Spearmen in the back, 2 of them, and also the Konigstein Stalkers back here for some poison. So the fight is underway. My Manticore along with the 2 Frostworms are beating down the Terrorgeist, which has Plague of Rust right now on top of him. So that Manticore is gonna be hitting like a truck. He's got Van Els, but it's not gonna help him. Yeah, he's probably gonna get a couple of hits into my guys right here in that Frostworm, but overall this Terrorgeist is just gonna die. He just cannot handle the hate from the Norscan roster. I'm just gonna try to buy some time. That's why I'm gonna shift my whole line over here. I wanna engage first over here, which is gonna allow my javelins to open fire immediately at these crypt horrors while I'm buying time for the others to arrive. So a boat is gonna drop in here, going straight for the Graveguard with great weapons, just trying to smash through these guys because they can hurt my Marauder champions. Wulfric over here is gonna be meeting Krell, which I thought he would be able to win, but for some reason he can't. And I was actually trying to drop Hunter of Champions throughout the whole game on Krell, which I think it's not possible if I remember correctly, because otherwise either it's that or my game just bugged the hell out of me. And yeah, I was trying to drop the Hunter of Champions and nothing happened. Double Breath is gonna go down on the Sternsman. I told you this unit needs to go away. And yeah, like we dropped, what's the name of that spell? Wait, Searing Doom. Yeah, we dropped Searing Doom along with 2 breaths, and we just broke almost those Sternsmen over there. They get through these Marauder champions quite easily. There was heavy monster smashing into the middle. The left flank is holding quite well. Just gonna move some spears in there. Wulfric, as you see, is getting beat by Krell with he's got Van Els at the moment, so 74 melee attack is no joke. Some Searing Doom is gonna be dropped here. The Frostworms are gonna go in. And yeah, some Graveguard over here. This is actually doing a lot of damage. I wasn't expecting the Searing Doom to do that much. I'm gonna fall back with my javelins because I need them to actually shoot down the Corpse Cart and Heinrich Kemmler, which oh, I overcast Plague of Rust on him. Why did I do that? Probably some miscast. I was probably trying to go for something else like Graveguard because they are quite goodly armored, and probably misclicked. It can happen. So the Frostworms will disengage just to go back into the air in order to drop some breaths over here into this tide of undead. The Marauder champions will be holding quite well. These javelins are getting stuck over here. I'm desperately trying to get them back. And back here, Krell is gonna be actually fighting the Feral Manticore, which has gone enraged. But yeah, Krell is not gonna be able to handle the Frostworm and the Feral over here. And yeah, he's gonna go down. And now, yeah, that Manticore is heading straight into the fight. So yeah, this is there's not much to say about this battle. Like, if you win, if you just take away the what's the name, the Terrorgeist early on from your opponent, which pretty much happened here, or if it was 2, that's gonna be even better. And you take out like 2 Terrorgeist, it's GG. It's 4,000 gold right off the bat. I mean, yeah, the Vampire Count's infantry will do some hurt into your main line, but in the end, these guys just cannot be killed by any means. Well, perhaps Krell, but just make sure you keep them away from that. So yeah, the fight here is just gonna turn into a blob fight where Frostworms are just gonna drop in, just trying to get some hits. I think I'm going after the Corpse Cart, or I killed it. Oh, it's still here. Trying to get it, but for some reason it keeps avoiding all of my damage. And yeah, Manticore is gonna go back into the air. Some of my guys are rallying over here, so I'm gonna get an encirclement into these guys. And yeah, the Frostworm, am I gonna send it here just to help against this Graveguard? I don't think so. I'm just gonna wait for that blob to happen and just drop a couple of breaths, although there's a lot of summoned units in here. And there we go, the breath is gonna drop on top of Kemmler. Actually, is there another one coming? Yes, there is. And where was I aiming? Probably the Corpse Cart. So yeah, Frostworm going down. There's some support coming. Searing Doom is being dropped on top of this blob. And damn it, I just don't have much to say, because as I said, like, all was about the air fight. As soon as that was over, now it's just a fight of attrition, just wearing down slowly the enemy, just dropping the breaths, cycle charging. And yeah, like Kemmler is gonna actually go down last. I drop a bolt right into there because there wasn't too many of my units into that, just a few entities. And I'm just gonna fast forward because there's not much happening. And that is gonna be it, our second game against Lore Master of Sotek. I really like his build, but I think he was prepared for you know, Fimir action, things like that. He wasn't expecting the Frostworms, which, as you can see over here, not only with the help of the Manticore, actually killed the Terrorgeist quite easily and very fast, but they got a crap load of kills, and they could have gone even more, because I really misplayed them. I was not quite accustomed with this build. I've only played it like 2 or thrice, so yeah, I won't pretend that I'm really good with this, and there's probably some more improvements to be made. Wolfric, 119 kills, that boat did quite some work. Shaman Sorcerer, just that Plague of Rust was amazing. And the HP damage caused by the Searing Doom, because it doesn't actually kill a lot of models, but it does quite some good HP damage. My front line did quite well, except the middle Marauder champions, which got swarmed quite fast. It was, you know, Van Els just blobbing up into the center and just breaking through quite easily, but I was able to just win every other front, left and right, so it just ended up in a blob fight, which I was able to just breath the hell out of it. And yeah, I really like Lord Master of Sotek's build, but you just gotta pay respect to every flyer faction that you're facing. Like, you know that Norska has Frostworms and Manticores, so you gotta be careful. You either go full air or don't go at all. Don't just leave one guy up in the air, because you don't have missile support. If this was like the Vampire Coast, with Vampire Coast you can do that. If it's just one Terrorgeist in the air, you have like the best guns in the game to shoot down anybody that's gonna come close to it. And yeah, but with the Vampire counts, you either go full or none at all. That's what I'm getting. So yeah, that was it, guys. I really hope you enjoyed. I made it to the final, and it's gonna be against Exploding Hamster, so stay tuned for that. And yeah, see you next time. Bye bye.